Hey everybody, it's me, Remy the Comic Book Poser, and I'm here today to welcome you to Enter the Poserverse. I'm back, baby. 10 days off, craziest week of my year. It's time to get back on that grind. So see what books I'm picking up on this week's new comic book day. I still don't know what day it is, like the 22nd, 23rd of June. You'll have to check it out after this.
Hey, little girl, did you want to know a secret?
I got 5 on it. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright, before we get into this week's books, a couple of quick announcements. Number one, not doing a Whatnot auction this week. I am headed out on vacation with my family and my in-laws to a lovely lake house in Oklahoma this weekend. So since I can't get things shipped out in a quick time frame, I'm going to take this Thursday off. Number two, we are looking at doing around the 1st or 2nd of July the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We will do a glorious live stream where I will invite a bunch of people to come hang out for a while and we'll give a bunch of stuff away. And I think that's about all I got. So let's hop into some books.
Alright, so coming in at the top of the list this week is Batman Reptilian #1. I don't know why I'm picking this up, kind of in the exact same vein. I don't know why I picked up Man-Bat, but this is a weird title for me that I haven't really enjoyed a lot of the not regular run-of-the-mill Batman stuff, but given what some Batman meets Godzilla, a good run to dive into. Number two, gonna check out Beckstar from Mad Cave Studios. I really enjoyed the first one in terms of looking at, learning about the woman and the artifacts and kind of how things were separated out from her past. That a lot of this rapidly came together in the closing couple of pages of issue 1, so I'm excited to dive into number 2. Bequest number 4, I am excited to see how this first arc kind of wraps up. That I like the first issue, number 2 is okay. Number 3 really piqued my interest in terms of what's going on here, so we'll see what happens in the final book. Next up from IDW is Chained to the Grave number 4. This is just an interesting book from the art perspective, that even if you're not a big fan of the storyline, that I've enjoyed this from an art perspective in the same way that I'm really enjoying what's going on in Guillaume March's Carmen right now. I like this in the same psychedelic way that I enjoy a lot of Maria Lovett's artwork, so I'm excited to hop back on the bandwagon with this one. From AWA, we've got Chariot number 4. Number 3 was a wild trip where we start to figure out the connection between the two sisters. Now the upcoming connection between the Man and the Machine. I'm really excited to see how this goes, and this is a series that I think could definitely expand beyond the typical 6-issue AWA arc. Next up from DC is Checkmate number 1. I'm really excited for this. I really enjoyed Event Leviathan. I enjoyed the one-shot, and then this was supposed to come out, I think, last summer or last fall, and it got put on the shelf. So I'm excited to get back into this world of everybody who's coming together to take down Leviathan as this big overarching threat. That this has got action, it's got good old school gritty detective film. I'm excited all over the place. Next up from Vault is Giga number 4. I really feel like this is coming out every other month or every 3 months. That I've enjoyed this series, but I'm going to have to go back and reread issue 2 and 3 to kind of get back into the swing of the storyline, because I've read a lot of stuff since the last issues come out. Next up from Boom Studios is Good Luck #1. This is written by Matthew Ehrman, who y'all know how I feel about. I'm ironically wearing my Terminal Punk shirt today, but I really like what Ehrman's doing in Witchblood now. And this is another good, upcoming title from Boom Studios that I read it over the weekend, and there's a good chance that you'll hear me talking about this in my weekly picks video on Monday. Next up from Marvel, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy 15. I'm only reading this because my buddy Cole at Comic Burrito told me to check it out. I read 13 and 14 because that's where he told me to pick up, and I'm a little kind of confused by it, so I'm probably going to get on Marvel's app and see what from this run I can read. And I'm also picking up the Jimenez Pride Month variant because I think that's a pretty cool cover. Next up from Image, we've got Homesick Pilots #6. This is the beginning of the second story arc in this series. That, a book that started with kind of creepy house in the neighborhood has escalated quite quickly. So I want to see what they do in arc #2. We've got volume 6 of the Ice Cream Man trade coming out. I've got all of them, so might as well add another one to the pile. Next from Image is Philadelphia #14. Holy crap, issue 13 with the revelation of the new big bad, which we saw coming, right? That I don't feel like I'm spoiling saying that Thomas Jefferson makes a run, that we see a lot of allusions thrown his way in particularly the second arc. If you know your history or your government stuff, that Adams and Thomas Jefferson had a very interesting relationship, to say the least. So I want to see how Barnes plays with that, and holy crap, in seeing what Thomas Jefferson's power is at the end of this. Next up from Behemoth is, I think this is motherfuckers, MFKZ, I don't know, it looks like something I want to read. I'm wanting to pick up more Behemoth books, so this is making the cut. Next from DC is Mr. Miracle, Source of Freedom #2. #1's on my to-read pile. A couple of the students that I was working with last week read this. They loved it. So, I'll read 1 and 2 together on my vacation this weekend. Next from Aftershock is Nuclear Family #5. I'm real sad that this series is coming into an end, that I can't remember if #5 is the final book or if #6 is where the series will wrap, but this has been very, very interesting, especially in looking at what has been going on in the bunker from the side of what the American government has been doing. Next from Marvel is Sword #6. I'm still behind. From Vault is Shadow Service #9. I really think that this second arc has heated up quite a bit and has the potential of taking on the first. So if you want, again, some kind of very interesting mythical CIA, style tale where we've got MIA 666, this is a series that I feel like more people should be reading, more people should be talking about. It's really interesting. Next up from Valiant is Shadow Man #3. I really loved issue #1. #2's in my to-read pile, so I'm amped to get caught up and be ready to pick this up on Wednesday. Next from Marvel is Silk #4. I've really enjoyed the way that Cindy Moon and all the other players have been written into this series, that I'm really intrigued, and this has made me want to go back and read and learn more about Silk as a character, which I think is kind of the staying power of a really good, really interesting story, right? In the same way that I love what's going on in the Infinite Frontier version of Swamp Thing that made me go back and read Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. This is making me do some digging to find out more about Silk. Something is Killing the Children 17. I read this on Friday when we got the previews email from Boom. Real good. Real good. Next from Image is Spawn's Universe #1. I am not the world's biggest Spawn reader, but since there was that epic announcement that, like 4 different Spawn characters are getting, their own introductory books, I'm excited to check all of these different ones out, although it's not the low price of $2.99 that paying $6 for it. I better be good. Next from Images, Stray Dogs #5. This is the finale of this mini. This has been really interesting to look at as a detective story through the eyes of dogs, a horror story through the eyes of dogs versus people trying to justify or the animals trying to justify like the goodness of what their master does, and then uncovering how bad that dude is. Next from Zenescope is Tales of Terror Quarterly Game Night #1. Zenescope was something that, I've read an occasional Grimm Fairy Tales book if it comes my way in a mystery box. What really got me hooked on some Zenescope horror stories was Jay Sandlin's H.H. Holmes story. So this seemed like a good place to jump in with a new short-run horror series from Zenescope. We got Transformers Back to the Future coming. Yes, please. From Image, the series that I've loved from Jump, the 3rd arc of Undiscovered Country is finally upon us. They are getting to check out the Zone of Possibility, and I really want to see how this is different from the last, right, that we had the fish people, we had the technological specters, and now we get Zone #3, and I want to see what this looks like. Next from Image is Vinyl #1. I don't know much about this. I know that I think it's Nick over at Comic Burrito really likes plastic. I'm intrigued to check this out, especially in terms of, apparently a love story with serial killers involved. And then I think we got a run of X-Men books, behind on all of them. My goal is to get caught up while on vacation. And then to close it all up, from Behemoth is You Promised Me Darkness #3. I've got 1 and 2 sitting on my to-read pile over here next to me that I'm ready to check this out and see if all of the hype has definitely been worth it.
What do y'all think? Are there some books coming out this week that you're excited about that aren't on my list? If you're here in the live chat with me, let me know. Oh, there, here, there. Let me know over here. If you are watching this on the rewind, let me know what books you think I should catch up or stay away from in the comments down below. But I'm back, baby. And as always, y'all, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.
Hey, little girl, did you want to know a secret?
I got 5 on it. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.